Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today I'll be reacting to True Colors by VoicePlay, and I believe this one is going to be arranged by Lane. So we all know what Lane is capable of, and when he gets to take the stage, it's going to be a fun time. So I'm excited to check it out. But before we jump in, I want to thank Reza, whose generous support made this reaction possible. Thank you so much. Alright, now let's jump in.
You with the sad eyes.
Oh,
Don't be discouraged, though I realize
it's a big sound.
it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all. The darkness inside you can make you feel so small.
Ooh. The mids and the lows here. Oh.
Show me your smile then. Don't be unhappy. Can't remember when.
Wait, this feels like very different than the typical voice play that I'm actually familiar with, which is so interesting for me to say. I feel like this song is starting out just with everybody. That doesn't happen all the time. I feel like the majority of the time we get the layers, right? We build it step by step. Here, everybody's at it right away.
Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. This world makes you crazy, and you've taken all you can bear.
Wow.
Just call.
Is Earl crying?
And you've taken all you can bear. Just call me up, 'cause I will always be there.
Oh, that's so well supported.
And I see your true colors shining.
We got Lane singing.
I see your true colors. Oh, that's why I love you.
So don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid to let them show your true colors.
The layers, hold on, there's so much to unpack there.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
One by one.
Let them show your.
Da da da. Listen to that voicing.
Don't be afraid to let them show your true colors.
Oh, now it's layering well.
Colors are beautiful.
Whoa, that was, again, there was like 1, 2, 3, 4 different layers, one after the next. It's like this cool combination of a delayed effect, but also it's like reharmonizing what we're already hearing. And every time you stack a new vocal layer and a new timbre of the voice, it creates this like almost new chord, because it's intervals between each subsequent voice, if that makes sense. But it also is a chord of the 5 members at once. It's like crazy how many different, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? How many roles, like, one decision can play.
True colors are beautiful.
That's 4.
Like a rainbow.
It just cuts out at the same time.
Like a rainbow. Can't remember when I saw you laughing.
The layering like that.
This world makes you crazy, and you've taken all you can bear. Just call me up, 'cause I will always be there.
And I see your true colors shining through.
And I see your true colors.
Whoa.
That's why I love you. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to let them show true colors. True colors are beautiful. waterfall, like a rainbow.
Oh gosh.
Ooh, like a rainbow.
I've had chills this whole time. Oh my goodness. Well, cool transition with the blue orb cutting it out. Wow. That was
This world makes you crazy.
different than any VoicePlay song I've heard so far.
Can bear, just call me up, 'cause I will always be.
Okay. I have a concept to try to explain to you guys, and it's not that you need the explanation, it's that I'm trying to communicate what I'm thinking, so it makes sense if I ever say it again. So in this song, right, we have Ellie, we have Jay Nunn. Oh, I can just do it this way. We have Earl, we have Jeff, and who am I missing? I'm forgetting a name. I need to see visually. I'm a visual learner. Oh, Lane. Okay, the person who arranged this track. Okay, so we have... Okay, Lane goes separate too. Hopefully this isn't gonna like break your OCD or anything, but I'm just trying to show my stuff, my thoughts here. So at any one moment... Oh my gosh, why did I start it this way? Okay, it's scuffed. But at any one moment, right, you have your measures, you have bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4. And the way that it feels like a lot of these arrangement moments are happening with their layering, it'll be something like this. Jainan will start here, and then Earl will kind of start in the midway point at the beginning of this measure and then go here. And then Jeff may come in later. Let's put Ellie somewhere here. And then Jainan comes again. There'll be like these layers, right? I'll just do some ad hoc layers right now. So what happens when you travel through time? Oh, I tried to make an arrow there. I can just use the arrow. Oh my god, this is unbelievably scuffed. Okay, so this is time, right? Time goes forward. And what happens is, let's say Jainan starts by himself. So we just hear the Jainan layer. He sounds amazing. And then Ellie comes. And all of a sudden, we get to kind of hear this interval here. So that is like itself one interval that happens at the same time. It's not a chord, right? It's not 3 notes, but we hear this difference. And it's sequential. So we hear first Jainan, then Ellie. And then the sound that we kind of register is the combination of those two and the pitches that they decided to sing on. Okay, so that's kind of simple, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Earl joins the party, right, at this second measure. So now you actually have a chord of 3 notes at the same time, but now it's not just Jainan and Ellie, it's Earl in reference to Jainan and Ellie. But also, if you think of recency bias, it's Earl in reference to Ellie more than it is in reference to Jainan. So you have this Earl, Ellie, Jainan chord, but you also have this Ellie, Earl, so E, Ellie, Earl interval. Okay, so we can extend that logic even further. Now, when Jeff enters the party, he's also now layering Jainan's out of it, and you have this new chord here with Jainan, with Earl, and Jeffrey. And again, because Jeffrey enters later, now you get to hear Jeffrey in reference to both of these two, as well as the person who entered most recently, which in this case would be Earl. So there's like multiple, in my estimation, like auditory relationships happening at the same time when you listen to a cappella music. I was trying to like, the reason why I like drew this visual out is it also helps me kind of articulate my thoughts here. But I was trying to understand why the layers sound so interesting when they do, because it's not just how they all sound together. It's about the sequence of the layers being added and how they impact what you heard prior. Because a lot of melody is about movement through lyrics, about movement through pitches. And if you're stacking multiple pitches or, adding a layer, removing a layer, it changes the entire texture and composition of a song. Even in the towards the end there, you heard that like descending. Was it descending or ascending? I'm not sure, but it was very fast, right? Each of the 5 members had a note that came and went. It's really cool, this style. And, I guess in this one, Lane here was the main brain power behind the layering. But I think this is kind of the case in a lot of the VoicePlay tracks that you hear. And it's a really cool technique. I wonder if there are other nuances that I'm not kind of understanding, even from my own example. Or other edge cases that there are to consider. And you can always like stratify this argument as well with even more attributes to consider, right? You can think about timbre of the voice. You can think about the swelling, like how loud or quiet things are. The actual pitches themselves. Are we going from a more dissonant structure to something more consonant that sounds more pleasant? Are we changing scales? Are we changing keys? Right? There's just so many things to consider. It just makes it fun from like an analytical perspective, like to understand what they're doing. But then at the end of the day, you realize understanding it is one thing, but you get to feel it as well. It is so fun to listen to. And interestingly enough, as it relates to this song in particular now, to kind of veer away from the analysis of this of their techniques, there was no beatboxing at all. There was almost like no percussive element to this one. And it's interesting that Lane, being the main arranger here, decided not to really emphasize that part of their ability, kind of stripping it away. And again, across like a group's discography, you kind of subvert expectations for your fans and listeners, because normally I expect now to hear Lane beatboxing or adding really cool, interesting vocal techniques and flares that I'm unfamiliar with. But then when he decides to sing instead and become one of the 5 in a more obvious way, again, it changes my expectations. I'm like, now Lane can just do whatever he wants. He can play violin, he can sing, he can beatbox, he can create all of these funky noises. What can't they do? The sky is the limit for this group. It's been really fun reacting to this one and just VoicePlay in general. So keep sending requests my way. I'd greatly appreciate that. But I hope you all enjoyed the reaction today. Subscribe if you did. And if you'd like to request a reaction yourself, again, the link is in the description box down below. It's the best way to support my reactions over here. And as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.